All right, we're going to start with The Nation. Lukarawa's terrorists will be flushed out soon, says Ribadu. $30 billion investments attracted in 17 months. Omokri, it's ridiculous to categorize Tinubu as CIA asset. Federal government targets $10 billion for stable power. FCCPC restates warning to discourse over meter replacement. I'm sure Nima took that story. Erudite scholar Professor Dare writes on U.S. election. And Wabote explains $35 million controversial refinery deal. Okay, which story are we starting with? The Nation?
Let me start with the Minister for Power, who says that we need $10 billion. So speaking during a meeting with the Director General of the Infrastructure Concession and Regulatory Commission, ICRC, he said that the government plans to engage private sector in raising a portion of the $10 billion. A portion, I don't know whether it's the 5, but he says it will happen in phases. So they will have within the next 5 years to 10 years to eventually actualize a steady electricity supply. And I hope that Nigerians have the patience to wait for it, because where we are right now, it didn't funny. So he talked about financial and technical needs of the power sector. He talked about vandalism. He talked about what we need to do to ensure that we have 24-hour power supply. And his emphasis, of course, is on the $10 billion that needs to be raised. I'm also hoping that they're talking about securing, infrastructure around the power sector, because vandalism, as he mentioned, is happening to us. So basically, that's what the story is about, hopefully.
Okay, another story?
I have FCCPC and the DISCO. So they say a battle line may have been drawn between the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, and electricity distribution companies, the DISCO, over the phase-out of obsolete meters whose deadline ends today. As you know, I've been taking the story. We know FCCPC had given a warning, that the DISCOs cannot charge consumers for the new meters that they are replacing the old ones with. And the DISCOs are insisting, if you like, pay, if you like, don't pay. When it comes to the deadline, then you would see, what happens. So as we know, they're asking consumers to pay between $134,000 to $234,000 for the replacement of these meters. And the deadline starts today. So consumers are worried, they're worried, who do they go with, And FCCPC, understanding how they feel, says that, I would like to read what the statement says here. It says that, I can't, but in summary, right, it was just saying that the Commission is really shocked by the adamant posture of especially Ikeja Electric and Eco Electricity Distribution Company, Eco Disco, and also has warned them that if they do anything to flout the directive that they had given initially, that they will face some serious consequences for their action. So we're waiting today. The deadline kicks off today. We haven't heard anything from the DISCOs beyond what they had said initially, when they are insisting that consumers must pay for this replacement. So
I'm not sure if FCCPC is empowered to they can't regulate, obviously. NERC is the regulator, but I don't know if they can actually take them to court or sue them to court.
No, I think they can, because there's an act, and that is what they're referring to. So if they insist on taking money from consumers, they'll be contravening that particular act.
Yeah,
so they can be taken to court.
Say, the new meter, contrary to recent rumors, the approval of the new meter prices by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory NEC, that it has no connection with the proposed replacement of the meters by Unistar.
So the ongoing investigation by EFCC, so the immediate past executive secretary of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, that's NCDMC, Mr. Wabote, has refuted reports of his arrest by EFCC. So there was a story that broke that $35 million was being investigated, and he said they had called me to their office, and I told them I was out of the country, that I won't be back around until Tuesday, and that's when he went there. If you recall, EFCC had reportedly arrested Wabote on Tuesday over $35 million energy infrastructure park conceptualized by Atlantic International Refinery. So he was saying that he wasn't arrested. He was just called for a conversation, and he explained that there was no fraud case involving Atlantic International Refinery and Petrochemical Limited. So he also debunked the allegation that NCDMC, under his watch, made a bad investment in the Atlantic International Refinery Limited. So we'll see how that goes. Any other story in Nation? Let's move on quickly now to The Punch. Government post, Shetima APC bigwig storm Ondo PDP campaigns for Ajayi. ATMs empty as banks ration withdrawals. Missing man found dead near Ogun Stream. And Okwebolo fires perm sex dissolves board. Tara, do you have the ATM story? Let's have that story quickly.
Okay.
While you're looking for that, why you want the missing man?
Let me take the Okwebolo story. So, you know, we have a new governor in Edo State, and 24 hours after swearing in, immediately directed that all boards be dissolved. Agencies and parastatals within the state be dissolved immediately, according to his pressman, his chief press secretary, make I put that well, Fred Itwa. He has ordered that all the agencies be dissolved, all PAMSECs be dissolved, and it extends to PAMSECs outside the civil service. Also, he has ordered that immediately all collection of taxes within the state should be stopped, and has ordered the Commissioner of Police to arrest anybody seen going around doing collection of taxes. Also, he visited areas within the state and mentioned certain roads in Benin that must be immediately at least put palliatives on those roads. For now, he boasted about, I won't say boasted, he mentioned that he has promised the people that he will fix the roads, he will construct roads, and that he would, he has hit the ground running immediately. But the problem of Edo State, yes, because I need the Benin Auchi road to be working. It's not just roads. We need plenty of other things, and I hope we'll see that. We'll see him covering the entire sphere of things in days to come.
Wait, 1 second, Mike. Let Tara come in here with her story.
Okay, so the automated teller machines ATMs are empty as bankers ration withdrawals. This is coming out of Punch. The automated teller machines of deposit money banks have consistently remained empty in recent months as banks grapple with sustained low cash supply. There's conversations around the fact that it's not, even though they are not, we're not able to get access to cash from the ATMs, what you will call the point of sales operators have been fulfilling this cash gap by basically selling cash to customers. And, you know, it's terrible. And going down with the conversation, you can see that they're talking about the regulators wanting to digitalize the entire thing. But, you know, I think that one of the problems is that we're not planning properly, right? There has to be proper planning so that you can think about what are the contingencies that we may experience, especially with the customers. We are customers, but we're now being treated like slaves. Banks are supposed to serve us, but we're basically serving banks. I was going to take my mom was going out of town, and she asked me, I wanted to give her some cash. And so we're on our way to the airport. And I just stopped on the road and said, you know, let me go to the ATM machine. Obviously, I haven't done that in a long time. So I got there, and everybody was looking at me like, who is this person from out of the blues, right? Went into the bank and said, oh, I want to cash 200,000 naira. And you won't believe that. They refused to give me. Eventually, out of facial recognition, someone says, we can give you half of that amount of money.
Because there are no cash within the banks, and the banks are being silent. They're active, so the POS operators have to buy cash off marketers. They go into the market because those people are
the ones who paying
in banks.
My own money.
There's a
limit buying my money.
Not only that, these bankers, a lot of them own the POS.
Yes, machines right there.
Yes. Two, go to parties. This one that EFCC were running after Bobrisky. They are still selling money. I still saw it last week at a party. They are still selling money. So
my cook, when she does her shopping list, she will put at the end the cost of getting the cash.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
It's money,
Because there's a percentage.
If they don't regulate this now, it's going to get worse. I mean,
what are they regulating? Okay. Do the banks have cash?
If they don't have cash, how do the POS operators have?
Buy it off the market women who are holding their cash.
Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.